Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to really challenge myself and try to follow this Nikki's Tutorials makeup look. As you can see, this makeup look is very full coverage and very glam. But the catch is, we are only going to use drugstore makeup. I'm not a huge YouTuber, I don't have that sweet YouTube money, I don't have as many subs as Nikki does, I have slightly less. So that's why we're only going to use affordable makeup. And there's another catch, I would describe my makeup skills as basic. I know about primers, I know about contouring, but for the love of God, please tell me why we need to bake our faces. And this makeup look looks really advanced, so if I can do it, anyone can. Okay, Nikki, show us what you've got.
The first product I really want to talk about is Youthquake. This is a brand new product to Marc Jacobs and I'm really liking it. It's a moisturizer that perfectly preps the skin for all the paint. It creates the perfect canvas.
So for that perfect canvas, I'm going to use Garnier Botanical Cream with Rose Water, which actually smells amazing.
Now moving on to primer. Primer is really essential if you want your makeup to last. This is the Undercover Blurring Coconut Primer. So I like to take just a tiny bit of this and I kind of tap it into the skin.
And I will use NYX Primer Spray.
Okay, so the groundwork has been done. I'm primed, I am ready for all the makeup, I'm ready for all the paint. Let's go in with foundation. Now you guys know I love this one. This is by Makeup Revolution. It is the Conceal and Define Foundation. That is the foundation I'm gonna be going in with today. It is full coverage, it looks like skin, it looks beautiful.
And yes, I'm using exactly same foundation, Revolution Define and Conceal in the shade of F6. And actually, this is the first time I'm using this foundation and I'm just so excited and I have my fingers crossed that it would work wonders for me. And also, if Nikki is using this foundation, I have high expectations for it.
Okay, let's start working that into the skin and make sure that if you want full coverage from your product, to tap that sponge onto the skin. So no smearing, no dragging, up and down, short tapping motions. Now look at that. Ooh, it's got a beautiful, healthy shine to it. The skin is looking right. The forehead, baby.
And I can see that Nikki is adding a lot of foundation to make it full coverage. And I want to follow this tutorial as close as possible, so I'm doing exactly the same. As Nikki says, it does look like skin, like it has that moisture coming through. Did you notice that Nikki is adding foundation on her lips? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do that as well, but let's follow the tutorial. Mwah.
For concealer today, I'm using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer.
I just love how the video cuts to Nikki covering half of her face in concealer. This is something very scary to me because usually, I never would use so much concealer. I would just add some concealer under my eye. I would dab it and that's it. But look at Nikki. Okay, I'm following this tutorial as it is. If it's scary, doesn't matter. Let's do this. And by the way, I'm using also Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in shade of C3.
So I always start tapping the bottom of the concealer first, and then you look up and you barely tap underneath the eye so you get the most coverage.
I swear I never had so much foundation and concealer on my face before.
And then I'm gonna set everything using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder and Butter.
I don't have that, but I have Maybelline Face Studio Setting Powder, which is matte.
it is fairly matte and very sculpted. And now remember, Miss Tutorials over here has hooded eyes. And I love this technique because you go beyond the lines, you go beyond the skin and sculpt your own dream, really. The palette I'll be dipping into today is by ColourPop and Becky G. This is Salvaje.
Unfortunately, we don't have ColourPop where I live for some reason, but I have Revolution Imogenation palette, which has all the shades used in this tutorial, just to show you the lighter brown one, the darker brown one, and pale white.
And I'm going in with this color right here, and that is called Caramello. And with this, we're gonna build our structure.
And instead of Caramello shade, I'm using Warrior.
I pick up that color on a Morphe M433 brush, and I start placing it. I look straight into my mirror, so not like down or up. I look straight into my mirror, and I place that color on the outside of my crease, but above my crease. So we gotta go in and create our own height. So I look forward and I go above where my natural crease is, and I start stamping in that color. Now, like I said, this look is very sculpted, so I'm also bringing it onto the lid and blending it in towards the eye, more towards the lash line for a smoky liner look. Then I go ahead, pick up more and place it right here on that outer corner. And it is time to build more structure in your crease. So just softly, I pick up more of that color and I start bringing it in towards the center of my eye, just using soft circular motions. I'm barely touching the skin. I'm bringing it in, but almost slanting up towards like this portion of the brow. We're basically hitting that. So we're going up, 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 honey. Then we're gonna do something scary, but have faith. We're talking about makeup here, but have faith. We're gonna go up onto that brow to like the first third of the brow, and then down towards this portion of sort of like the side of the nose bridge. So basically the shape is like going out like a cat shape, into the crease, up to that brow, down towards this portion here. Does that make any sense? The most scary part is getting it into that brow. I'm blending into my brow and bringing it towards this nose line, we call it here. From that same palette, I'm taking the dark brown called Cafecito.
Instead of Cafecito, I'm using Can't Deal from Revolution.
I'm definitely gonna use that color to darken that outer portion up a bit. Kind of tapping it on. Okay, for the lid, I'm now taking Luna, that matte white, sort of like really like beigey light shade.
And instead of Luna, I'm using Pretty Heart.
So I'm just setting that portion that we haven't really done much with yet. Now I'm taking that dark brown color, Cafecito, and I'm stamping it on to where I would normally apply a liquid liner. Then for the lower lash line, I take Caramello and I just stamp it on. That is it sculpting wise and shadow wise. Now pop on your favorite pair of lashes and bottom mascara.
So now I'll just add my false lashes, and I'm missing eyebrows as well. So I'll do that and I'll come back. And I'm back with my brows and lashes. And yeah, look at my eyes. Do they look down? Do they look like Nikki's? Actually, looking at Nikki's eyes, they look much darker on the sides. So if you prefer that, I think you could add more dark eyeshadow or bigger lashes, because the ones that I used are more natural looking, or at least that's what it says on the package.
All right, time for the cheeks, and the face portion is really, really important. So a lot of the warmth is happening around here. So the forehead is sculpted to the heavens, and a lot of warmth is almost on the spots where you would highlight. So that is what we're doing today, grabbing my Marc Jacobs bronzer, and then really high up, like I'm on my highlighting spot, I start swirling in that warmth. You don't want to take it too far in, about like halfway of the cheeks, but keep it high up, baby. And then if you have a large forehead, 10 head like I do, you're gonna love this trend because we are here to cut it in half.
Now that's interesting. Usually I would hear that you need to put your bronzer into your hairline like that. But Nikki is suggesting to put it straight on your forehead and just cut it in half, and that's what I'm doing. And this is something also very new to me and never done before, but I'm liking the way it looks. Yeah, I look really bronzed right now. So a lot of bronzer here and on the forehead. I don't look as pale anymore. I don't look like my foundation is too dark anymore thanks to concealer, and now thanks to bronzer. Looks really nice.
One super important thing is to contour the nose like nobody's business. A contoured, perfected nose in this look is vital. So I take my brush that has my bronzer and I just kind of scratch it over it to give myself that warmth. I just focus on getting that color and that shape first, and I will focus about the shape after, once I start carving it out. So like I said, now it just looks like warmth. Now it just looks like a blob of bronzer on the nose. So I'm gonna take a face powder and a dry beauty sponge and carve out the sides and the top to give it shape. So I almost come from that inner corner and drag it onto the sides of my nose. So inner corner, drag it down. And I'm also gonna take a little bit and apply it right here on the bridge to get that, see? And now you've got a very sculpted nose, but of course you don't wanna leave it like this. That's a little extreme.
Okay, so I feel like this part didn't work for me. Look at my nose. It just looks like a mess. I don't know, I didn't get those nice lines that Nikki has. For me, it's just like a mush of everything. Like, I can still see the bronzer, I can still see the powder on top of it, but I don't get that nice nose look that Nikki has. I don't know if that's the product that she's using or it's the skill that I'm missing, but yeah, it didn't work for me.
So I take a big face brush and I kind of dust away the edges, and that leaves you with a perfectly contoured, snatched nose. Now going in with a whisper of MAC's blush in Peaches, and also more up towards the side. Not really on the apple, we're really creating this like slanted, structured face. So more towards where the bronzer is too. For highlighter today, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter in Bloom Time. Oh, deadly. And you know, that sort of dew is always going on, so I'm also popping the slightest bit on my forehead, and of course I'm gonna do the tip of my nose. Now it's time for another iconic portion of the look. Overdrawn, penciled, nude, glossy lips. You see them on everybody. Lip pencil has really made its comeback, and we're all using it to just create the illusion. So I'm going in with the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil. So I always pull my lip in like this, like, huh? And then I just kind of create the McDonald's sign on my Cupid's bow. For lipstick, I'm taking the KKW Beauty Nude Lipstick in number 1. You want this to be nude, honey. So I definitely bring it up to that lip liner. And for gloss, definitely bring it all the way to the edge. Boom! Some setting spray and we're done.
And we are done! I really don't recognize myself in this look. I look so glam, so bronze, so shiny. I think it's a really good evening summer look. So basically a summer party. And I really want to emphasize that this has been my first time ever recreating a more advanced makeup tutorial, and I only use drugstore products, all of them really affordable, and I was trying to follow Nikki's steps as close as possible, and this is the look. So what's my verdict, you may ask? Is it newbie friendly? Is it drugstore friendly? And I have to say yes. It is newbie friendly and you can actually follow it through even if you don't have advanced makeup skills, because I really don't have them. I was doing everything as indicated in the makeup tutorial, and I think the look is not exactly the same, but close enough, similar enough. I think you can definitely go to a party with this look and you would look really nice with it. So if I were to score this makeup look the way I have recreated it, I would give it 8 out of 10 because of the nose. But I still feel like the nose was a bit hit and miss. But I'm sure you can do it better than I did, and I really recommend you try Nikki's tutorial and see how it looks for you. You can find the list of all the products that I used in this video in the description of this video. If I made any mistakes or if you have any suggestions or just thoughts, please leave them in the comments below and I would love to read them and just talk to you as well. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, become my subscriber, and let me know what other videos you would like to see. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!